The Attorney General's office is investigating possible fraud in connection with another ballot measure. That one would raise the minimum wage in Colorado to $12 an hour by the year 2020. Our political specialist Sean Boyd has been reporting on these efforts to get these and many initiatives on the ballot. Sean, this is the second fraud investigation we've seen.
Hey, Jim, and it's raised serious questions about Colorado's petition process. Lawmakers are already considering changes in how petitions are reviewed in the future. The minimum wage measure made the ballot, but opponents question whether it should have in light of potentially forged signatures. These are some of the signatures in question, all gathered by the same person at the D.C.-based canvassing firm Fieldworks, a person we've learned has a criminal record that includes aggravated robbery.
If they can't even be trusted to do background checks, how can we trust them to pay the wage they say they're going to pay?
The firm complied with every aspect of the law.
Patty Kupfer with Colorado Families for a Fair Wage says the background check didn't uncover the convictions because it only went back 7 years. She says they're cooperating with the Attorney General's office, which has launched an investigation into the possible forgery.
I think if you find among a very small subsample, 5% of signatures reviewed, and we found fraud there, that makes us concerned that there is much more fraud.
Tyler Sandberg with Keep Colorado Working, the group opposing the measure, is calling on the Secretary of State to review all signatures and says supporters should also.
If they want to prove that there's not more fraud, then they should actually put it out there and ask the Secretary of State and say, please review all our signatures, because we don't believe there's fraud.
We are so confident that we have vastly more than the signatures needed to qualify for the ballot that we would welcome that.
Secretary of State Wayne Williams says he doesn't have statutory authority to conduct a larger review, but has put together a bipartisan committee of lawmakers to consider changes in the petition review process, including possible signature verification.
There's time and cost involved in this additional review, but I think it's worth it to ensure that people actually are legitimately on the ballot and that issues are legitimately on the ballot.
The Secretary of State says he is prohibited from doing signature verification now. And he says because the right to petition is protected by the First Amendment, he also can't require background checks. That could all change this next legislative session. In the meantime, he says the onus is on groups submitting petitions to make sure that the canvassers and canvassing firms are ethical. Live at the Capitol, Sean Boyd, CBS 4 News.
Sean, thank you.